Okay guys, so I couldn't get that figured out. I'm gonna have to stop somewhere tonight and figure it out. I couldn't get my window to show up properly. I'm new to OBS, so I need to set everything up still. Let's get on the road. I wanted to show you what Bitcoin was doing right now and what all crypto was doing right now. Because a lot of people are getting liquidated right now. I might put in I wanted to put in some trades so you guys could see like live trading as I'm going. But I'm just going to drive. I'm not going to worry about trades. I'm just going to give you a rundown of what's going on here and what I'm going to be doing. I know no one's viewing this right now because it is my first one. I am streaming. Because it is my first one. Alright, get out of that. Also, my computer's not charging for some reason. It's plugged in, but it's not charging. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, let me put in my next address and I'll start going. Okay, we got 5 hours and 51 minutes on this first length of the journey. I'm stopping in Amarillo, picking some stuff up for my dog off Facebook Marketplace. That place is amazing. That's where I've gotten most of this streaming stuff. I got my camera, the Sony X3000, FDR X3000. I got that for like 200 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. I got my mobile router. It is a Nighthawk M1. They retail for like 180. I got mine for 65 bucks. What else? I got all my power banks for like 20 bucks. They're like the 20,000 kilowatts an hour, whatever that is. So the only thing I really didn't get was my tripods, my mount, and my encoder. I got the Orange Pi 5 Plus off of Amazon for $120, $150. I can't remember. I also bought a little metal case for it. Obviously you don't want that shit just flying around your bag. Has a fan to cool it down. What else did I get? Has some other stuff that I can't think of right now. Cash is chilling in the back. You can't see him right now. I'll show him to you guys later. Right, tell me to the left. Right now we are in Cleburne, Texas. I went and visited my sister before I left town so I could see my niece and my nephew and my brother-in-law. Not my sister, fuck you, Courtney. JK. We are now heading to Colorado. That is the first real stop on this venture. I guess I need to explain the venture before I start telling you about where I'm going. So I am starting this stream as this is day one of a year-long venture. I'm spending 7 days in every state excluding Hawaii and Alaska. So yeah, it puts me right about 48 weeks. We're already a month into the so I should be coming back around Christmas time. I was supposed to leave a few days ago, but setting all this stuff up took a little bit of time. I had to set up a home computer at my sister's and get all the software and everything downloaded, and my BellaBox encoder account set up, and I'm learning all this stuff, so it took a while. And it was also my birthday yesterday. Got my birthday pin on, and yeah, there's just some stuff going on. Oh, also, Bitcoin and crypto markets fucking fell through the floor, which I knew that they were doing. I closed out a lot of large, long positions, and I set some shorts in to kind of counteract my losses. But BitFi really did me dirty. I woke up this morning and tens of thousands of dollars of positions were liquidated, and I had no money in my account, in my sub-wallet, which is crazy because just a couple weeks ago, I was at $80,000 in there. Just last night, it was 20-something thousand. That was after I've pulled and moved money around. Did lose some money on some bad trades. We'll talk about that later. But I made sure, I was up till 3 a.m. last night, making sure that my account was good enough, all my limits were set, and my positions were pulled to where my liquidation shouldn't have been possible. Yet I woke up, I went to sleep at 3 a.m., woke up at 7, and I had an email saying that at 5:45 I had hit liquidation levels, which is not good. If you don't know what that means, it means basically my positions were forced liquidated because the market was going down so much that my longs fell below my available margin. My profits and margin basically intertwined. But again, I went back and looked at everything, and I should have still been $17,000 past. I had a $17,000 cushion. There shouldn't have been a liquidation. I've heard things like this before with BitFi. They're an overseas platform that they do not have a good record as far as taking care of funds. They like to take care of themselves. Obviously, they're one of the big whales. As far as crypto goes, they have their investors that invest into your trades. So basically, it's called leverage trading. I'm sure if you're watching this and you're on my page, you know what leverage trading is. But to explain it, basically, outside investors sign up to this platform, and they will let you borrow their money on top of whatever money you put in. So say you put in $1,000 and you leverage it 10x, that's $10,000 that you're actually playing with, but you're only using $10,000 of your own money, or $1,000 of your own money. So basically, you have to have enough money in your account to cushion to account for any losses on that 10,000. So if you have 1,000 in your play, but you have 10,000 in your account, that $1,000 should be able to, now $10,000 on a 10x play should be able to basically almost go to zero, lose all of the 10x, and you should be able to go 1,000% down and still have money in your account to ride it out, basically. These leverage amounts can go anywhere from 1, 2, 3, 5x, 10x, all the way to 150 to 200x on some coins. Every coin is different. They have limits, investing limits, as far as what you can leverage. But either way, it tells you your estimated liquidation levels when you buy, and as price movement happens, it will adjust your estimated liquidation levels. Yesterday, I knew that we were going to have a big fallout, so I was adjusting. I made some quick trades. I have two separate wallets. I have my long holds, that's the one that was up, pretty good amount. I put in $5,000, and at the peak I was at 89,000. But I also trade on a sub wallet for my day trades and my scalps, and that's the money that I live on. That's the money that I take in and out, and I put onto my card and I use daily. My sub wallet was fine with my scalps, and my Coin M wallet, I'll explain that later, was fine. But my long holds, I had 35 positions that got closed out. And some of these positions were up tens of thousands of dollars on, and I had, it's hard to talk about right now because we're still trying to figure it out, but I've heard sketchy things with BitFi of people losing tens of thousands, $100,000 just because they can. There's nothing you can do about it. You can try to take them to court, but they're an overseas entity, so you're not going to win, and they know that. And it's going to cost you a lot of money to drag them into a court where you can get that money back. So I'm already kind of at ease with it, but gosh damn, does it suck. That is the money that was really supposed to be driving this trip and my life over the next year. So to not have that cushion and only have my daily money is, it's a bit unsettling. It's very unsettling actually. But I mean, it's really just, it's funny that it happened the day that I'm really diving into this journey, this trek, this streaming thing. Literally, it's supposed to leave on my birthday, had some setbacks, and then I wake up this morning, the day that I'm supposed to leave, and all that money's gone. Tens of thousands of dollars. Poof, gone. So I'm not going to be using BitFi anymore, obviously. I'm going to be switching over to an American platform. It's just like BitFi, but it's American ran. If anything happens, it's a lot easier to go after them. So I haven't heard any issues with people just losing their money. But I've heard multiple accounts. I'm in a Discord with about 600-700 people, and we talk daily about crypto, and multiple people have lost money on BitFi just pulling their money and saying, we don't know where it went. And they don't give you the transcripts because they just withhold that information. They withhold those transcripts so that you can't prove anything. So unless you have screenshots of your transcripts beforehand, you're screwed. In my case, today, like I said, I had pulled out of some pretty heavy longs. We got to some levels where I'm like, I'm pulling you. $1,000 on dollars, and I pulled those because I knew what was going to happen to account for it. But on my P&L, which transactions, on my P&L, so on my order transcript it said a loss of $300. On my P&L transcript, it said a loss of $6,000, and multiple been closed out. One thing says this, and the execution time was at the same exact second, and it's obviously a mishap. But I had this happen a couple days ago where I took profit, and on my orders, it said that I was in the profit. And my order transcripts, my P&L transcripts, it said that I had lost $800. I told them about it. They said they were going to email me back. Never heard anything. That was just a few days ago, so maybe they're still getting back. But now this happens, and my whole account is liquidated when I literally made sure that it wasn't possible, and we did not reach levels anywhere near the liquidation levels that I had set. So if you're thinking about using BidFi, go ahead and use Weex, W-E-E-X. It's American, and it's almost identical. The only thing that it doesn't have is the CoinM wallet. What a CoinM wallet is basically, instead of leveraging dollars, you're leveraging coins. So say you have 1,000 Doge, and you leverage 100 Doge. And I bought in at 8.5 cents, and Doge is now at 30 cents. So usually on a leverage play, you're making dollars, and you would cash out at whatever dollar amount. With the CoinM, you don't make dollars, you make more coin. So on that 100 Doge leverage, I'm up 10,000 Doge. So I turned 1,000 Doge into 10,000 Doge by only leveraging 100 Doge. It's been fluctuating, but at 30 cents now, that is thousands and thousands of dollars off of, at the time it was only, I think, $8 leverage, and I've made thousands and thousands. So there's room for exponential growth that normal leverage trading accounts don't have. And I still have those positions in my BidFi, and I don't really want to take them out because I feel like I almost should, but with the market crashing right now, it would be a bad time to take out. I got such a good buy-in on those that I'm not touching them, I'm not adding to them, I'm not doing anything. Like, we're riding those out. What I will be doing is taking out the money from my scalping wallet, and I'm going to be moving that over to Wix, and I'm going to start using Wix instead. If I want to do any kind of CoinM stuff, I guess I will use BidFi, but I don't trust them. The only reason I'm really not worried about those is because, like I said, 1,000 Doge at the time was 8 cents. $80 or 800? Do the math. So 0.085 times 1,000. $85. Literally less than $100. So I got some. There's only 6 coins that it supports. It supports Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Doge, DOT. Maybe it's just 5 or 6. I might be forgetting one. But I have Ethereum, Doge, and DOT leveraged against themselves at really good prices. So I'm just gonna let that sit. I turned a few $100s into, I think it's at like 6,000 now. The market's down, but the other day it was at 12,000. So I'm going to ride that out as long as I can. I'm not going to touch them. Nothing that they can really do to anything. Because I've heard of people just waking up and their entire account's drained, no positions in any of their wallets, and no transcripts. And that's where they're having issues, because they try to go to them and say, hey, I had this, and they're like, well, we don't see it. And it's like, something had to have happened to it. No one got into these wallets and switched it out, because that's not how it works. If they would have done that, you would have seen execution transcripts. So it's definitely BidFi doing some shady shit. But as far as the CoinM stuff goes, it's such a small investment with such huge potential that I'm just going to let it ride and see what happens. But my other stuff, I can't really risk it. I am just going to pull that money out. It's like I pulled out some money just the other day to load my cards, so it's only at like $4,000, somewhere around there. I made another 1,000 yesterday, something like that. Anyways, that's what I'm going to be pulling out in moving weeks. Yeah, that is the situation that has transpired over the last few days. Let's go over what's going on with this stream. I'm going to probably explain it multiple different times in multiple different streams, but basically I'm going around the country, spending 7 days in each state, and relying only on cryptocurrency to spend money and to make money. So my job, how I am going to be making money to fund the trip, is through cryptocurrency trading, and the way that I'm going to be spending money is through cryptocurrency. I'm not allowed to use any banks. I do have some bank accounts that still have money in them, but I will be buying cryptocurrency, or at least funding my cryptocurrency account with USDT with that money. I just gotta transfer it over. So that's a challenge in and of itself. I thought I had a good cushion, perfectly safe, available, and that has now poof gone. So it's really thrown a curveball into the whole situation. But I'm up for the challenge. I turned that $5,000 into $80,000 in a couple months. I'm not really scared. I've learned a lot over the last couple months and have really been diving in depth, and my trades have been getting better and better. The only times I really mess up is when I listen to people that don't know what they're talking about on the Discord. For example, I was going to short Bitcoin from 107,000 to 96.5, and that was a couple weeks ago when I was going to put that trade in. If I would have put that trade in, granted they didn't take all my money like they did, that single trade would have been up $25,000, and it was only like $2,000 leveraged. It's like only, but that's a 10x play over the last couple weeks. Really, all I really need is just a couple $100 a day to survive comfortably. So the money's there to be made as long as the market's moving, and lately the market has really been moving. It sucks that I don't have my full potential, and I'm not going to be seeing that $1 million getting any closer. But we're still looking pretty good as far as the end of this next bull run, of this current bull run. We're still seeing price targets that should put me at least into the hundreds of thousands. Granted, something like this doesn't happen again. It really sucks that tens of thousands of dollars are gone, but I mean, at the moment, I've done all I can do about it. No need to dwell in the past. I'll make a video about it showing all the transcripts and where everything is off, so you guys can see personally what's going on and see that this is screwy, something's going wrong, that math does not add up, so that next time you guys are thinking about entering into a new platform to do your trades, you won't use Bitfire. Gosh, I'm thirsty. Other than that, yeah, the stream's not just going to be just about trading. I'm also going to be doing a lot of stuff all around the country, traveling. It's what I love to do. I'm a nomad at heart, so that's where I'm letting life take me. I'm finally at a point where I don't really have any more responsibilities. I was working at a hospital for a year and a half. It should have only been a few months on the job, and it turned into a year and 3 months, so not quite a year and a half. Finally got that job taken care of, and I am free free as a bird, just spread my wings and go. So that's what I'm doing. I've been dreaming of this trip since I was a kid. Since I was literally a sophomore in high school, I've been dreaming of just taking to the road and going. And I've come close to it a couple times. When I was graduating college, I had the choice. I gave myself the choice of either buying a box truck. I saved up $10,000, and I was going to either buy a box truck, renovate it, and just take it around the country, or move to Colorado. And I decided to move to Colorado. I got into the green scene, so to speak, and did that for a while, and made good money doing that, moved my way up. And I did travel around a lot for a while. There was a point where a couple of years where, it was like a year and a half, where I was just flying everywhere in the country doing what I wanted. I got to a point where I was literally just living out of Airbnbs, because I was stationed in Denver, and flights out of Denver were so cheap that I had no reason not to. You know, I had a lot of free time, and all the free time that I had, I was taking on trips. So I would go spend all the money that I had. I ended up moving back to Texas. We had some issues with the family, and so I moved back to Texas, and I decided to start a hemp farm in Texas. So I put in all my savings into this hemp farm, and it really would have been a good investment if Texas would have adhered to the laws of the Farm Bill of 2018, but they did not. Texas is really going against the whole scene there. They can't really do much about what is possessed and what is consumed and what is sold inside the state, but what they can control is the producers. So they made it really hard for Texas producers to make any money on their crops. And even though what they're doing goes against, the new laws, they're still doing it, and people are taking them to court, and it's in the judicial system, and it's in process. It's in process right now. That we're going to prove them wrong, but laws. Basically, I cannot sell my raw hemp as it is in the state of Texas. It has to be processed into something else, like, say, edibles or oils or something else. But although you can buy raw material from out of state and sell it in state, but you can't produce it in state and sell it at all. You have to have it processed. So what they did was they kind of got a monopoly on the processing system in Texas. If you want a processing facility in Texas, you have to give the DEA full reign of your property. And they can come in and do whatever they want, no search warrant or anything, and flip couches if they feel like you're doing something wrong. Or they just say that you're doing something wrong. So a lot of people aren't willing to, give up their farmland to the DEA's jurisdiction to just have complete reign over whatever they want to do. So the only people that are in that processing, niche are people that are with the government. And there's not that many. I think there's only like 3 processors that I found that would process my material that were legal processors, aside from like water hash, like ice hash, which is something I can do myself. It's technically not a processing, but it's expensive to have someone else do it, and to do it myself would have been ridiculous as far as the amount of work that it would have taken. So I would have spent way too much on labor, my own labor, doing it. So I reached out to a few, like the only facilities that were, even processing, and the price of processing was more than I would be making selling my stuff as is. So they basically put a monopoly on the processing market, said you have to process, and you have to process through these people, and this is the price that you have to pay. And they're making it to where Texas producers are barely able to break even at the end of the year. And that's why you're not seeing hemp farms. You're seeing all the hemp farms that started in 2018 are almost all gone in Texas, because they're just constricting the market by going against the laws that were set forth. So it's really a convoluted thing. I really don't like Texas's legal systems and how they play it. They really play dirty against their own people. And the only money that I'm making from my hemp company now is through outsourced stuff. So it's like it takes away the whole reason why I wanted to start a hemp farm in the first place, which was to grow my own product and make money on it. Now I just literally have to repackage things. Granted, the products that I get are good, but they're produced in other states where shit's completely legal. So it's a weird place to be. I really don't need to be at the farm stationary if I'm not going to be growing. Everything that I do can be done remotely, and I have people in state to handle the packaging and my online orders, and I'm really just funding the operation and making shit drive on the gears and the gas. But other than that, there was no reason for me to stay in Texas. So here I am, on the road, taking off on this year-long journey. And yeah, I guess that'll do for my monologue today. I'll stop the stream. I'll get back on later today after I figure out how to get my charts up. I guess I can just use my phone. And I'll go over what the market's done today and how I'm going to be playing against it. So, and then in a couple of days I'll have a different kind of stream. I'll be snowboarding in Colorado, hanging out with the bros, snowboarding in the mountains. And then from Colorado I'll be going to New Mexico, probably doing the same thing. I'm going to snowboard as much as possible. I'm also going to be mountain biking with my buddy. Just doing stuff like that. Just traveling around, getting good scenery. And yeah, that's about it. I'm also getting another drone. I sold my drone back in Texas, and I'm upgrading, getting the Avata, getting the FPV drone. I'm going to try to figure out how to stream the drone, like the drone flights themselves. But I watched a video on it. I'm pretty sure I can make it happen. I just gotta do it. The only thing with the drone stuff though is I'm going to a bunch of national parks, and I don't think you're allowed to fly drones in national parks. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna be rooftop camping with friends. hotels